Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee. Today, Tuesday, June 24th. It's day 29 of the U.S. versus Sean Combs trial, and we're going in to cover it. Today, the defense case should begin. It should begin. The cross-examination of the U.S.'s final witness, Agent Cerciello, will continue. There were a lot of explicit videos shown. There were a lot of exhibits not shown on the screen yesterday. And today we'll finish, apparently, with an hour and 15, according to Tenny Garagos, who's ended up doing most of the cross-examinations in this case. Then the jury will be let out for a bit for a Rule 29 motion. This takes place in every single trial once the government rests. The judge will rule on it. He's already sort of predicted. Again, you can't say. The odds of Rule 29 being granted seem quite low to me. But you just never know. And then the defense case will begin. But it's going to be short. And it seems that tomorrow will be the charge conference, i.e. deciding on what the jury will be told and on the verdict form. And then on Thursday, closing arguments. The big issue now is whether the jury will actually reach a decision before July 4th, which also includes July 3rd. So basically they'll have next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to reach a verdict. Can they do it? Will they do it? We'll just have to see. We'll be there every day, reporting on the notes, if any, that they pass out, and etc. So we're covering this all the way. The week 6 books is out on Google Play, and week 7 is already underway after one day of week 7. So before getting to the courthouse, let me say today is election day here in New York City, primary. Widely, the biggest one people are looking at is Mamdani and Cuomo, and there won't really be a result probably tonight because of ranked choice voting. There are other ones. As we've noted, Anthony Weiner is running for a councilmanic seat. And there are other races that we've covered. You can find all. We were covered on Justin Brannon, actually, right here in Chinatown. He spoke in the large building behind me, Confucius Plaza. He spoke in a basement, and we wrote a story. He said that it was about Rikers Island. You can figure it out, because I want to rush on in larger. Eric Adams on primary day, since he's no longer running in the Democratic primary, is going to a crypto conference. More on that anon. Now, is there a ceasefire or isn't there? There was the bunker buster. Then there was the announcement of a ceasefire. Then there were some people kind of gleefully saying, the ceasefire is broken. Hadn't been broken yet because the deadline to actually cease hostilities hadn't been reached. We'll just have to see. Trump, on his way to the NATO meeting in The Hague, dropped the F-bomb. We tweeted it with a star, as we do in the Diddy trial. We say F*CK, just like that. Now, speaking of the United Nations, absolutely irrelevant on this, right? How much money has been poured into this bloated organization of Antonio Guterres for absolutely no results at all, mostly negative results. But certainly on this one, they did absolutely zero. And today we have, I usually don't do this, but we had a scoop last week. June 19th, we wrote how Guterres gave a job to Miguel Graca, a Portuguese crony, gave him multiple promotions illegally. Also another guy that we don't mind so much, Aguinaldo Baptista, but he also got these things. It's basically everything must go. Big Tony's taking care of his own. Also a woman named Michelle Gyles-mcdonnough. Also a woman named Michelle Griffin. All dubious promotions. Well, we wrote it. And now the story has essentially been pilfered by a loyal opposition inside the UN, as if they just discovered it themselves 4 days after Inner City Press. And they only mentioned one of the 4, nothing on Baptista. So we called them out, and we're going to continue to do it, because had we been in the building, even amid the Diddy trial, we would have gone to the noon briefing and asked the question. No one wants to embarrass Big Tony, but Big Tony has destroyed the United Nations, most staff say. So we've applied to re-enter, and we're just waiting for them to rule on it. To be continued.